Every year, corporations spend over $2 billion on the voluntary carbon market to reach their ESG targets. But while the goal is planetary-scale environmental protection, the underlying infrastructure relies on manual spreadsheets and mailed PDF files. This chart tracks the journey of a $100 carbon offset purchase through the fee-heavy legacy system. Registry maintenance and broker markups drain 20 to 40% of that value before it ever reaches the project site. This reliance on administrative middlemen turns a critical climate funding mechanism into a machine for generating overhead. The verification process introduces a massive time lag. Corporate buyers often rely on audit data that is 11 months old, meaning the carbon reduction they are paying for today was verified nearly a year ago. Without a single verifiable database, the same metric ton of carbon reduction is frequently claimed simultaneously by the project developer, a broker, and the final corporate buyer. When funds are drained by fees and audits are disconnected from current reality, the market loses its ability to drive measurable environmental change. Greenverse is a suite of smart contracts on Synaptic Chain, designed to replace these manual intermediaries with automated mathematical verification. Instead of waiting for annual site visits from auditors, the system relies on decentralized oracles to pull direct physical data from the source. Satellite imagery and IoT sensors stream energy and forest data every 24 hours, providing proof that carbon reduction is actively occurring. This verified data is then embedded into a unique SRC20 token on the blockchain, creating a digital asset that cannot be duplicated or falsified. Moving from annual human audits to daily automated data feeds removes the latency that allows for fraud and stale reporting. We can trace this impact by following a token minted by a Tanzanian solar farm and purchased by a corporate buyer in Europe. There are no 12-week broker negotiations. The trade executes instantly through an automated market maker at the current market rate. The overhead drops from 40% in the legacy market to a 0.3% network fee. This side-by-side comparison shows the project developer retaining 99.7% of the purchase price. Because there is no escrow agent or settlement delay, the developer receives their payment at the exact millisecond the transaction finalizes. Removing the middleman returns millions of dollars of lost capital to the developers building climate infrastructure. Once the credit is used, the token is sent to a burn address, a zero-key destination from which it can never be recovered. Since the token no longer exists in any active balance, the architecture makes it mathematically impossible for that credit to be resold or double-counted. Despite these efficiencies, corporate compliance departments often reject standard blockchain data because it is unreadable to legacy treasury software. Synaptic Chain solves this by natively supporting ISO20022, the messaging standard used by the global banking system. The retirement event automatically generates standard bank statement entries and debit notices that integrate with existing financial platforms without the need for bridges or middleware. Native ISO20022 support allows Greenverse to function as a verified extension of the accounting systems that manage global trade. This massive architectural change entirely compresses a bloated 12-week manual settlement process into a secure transaction taking less than 500 milliseconds. Physical data that once took 11 months to verify is now refreshed every 24 hours. The 40% bureaucratic drain is replaced by 99.7% direct capital flow. This isn't a niche crypto feature. It is the foundational modernization required to scale the $2 trillion climate economy. Trading real-world assets at this scale requires absolute transparency, highly predictable costs, and mathematical irreversibility. By engineering away systemic friction, we ensure that the capital allocated for environmental protection is actually used to secure the survival of the planet.